the power back on. Elkton-Lake Benton to kick off. And DeSmet Bulldogs to receive. Kickoff by Enriquez. Squib kick right down the middle. Picked up by the Bulldogs. Returned up the middle and is tackled by Berkeley, Hemmon, and Wesley on the play. Sets up the DeSmet Bulldogs offense at the 29-yard line. Sorry, I had to go find the battery, so I'm a little out of breath here. Sorry we didn't get the lineups in tonight. Maybe we can punch them in here in between drives. Run out to the outside. It's going to be wrapped up and tackled by Colt Beck on the play. It's going to be a loss of 3. Brings up actually a loss of 4 on the play. You're going to bring up 2nd and 14. Beck read that like a book and came in and swooped down the running back, which I believe is Wilkinson, Slane Wilkinson, as there's 3 Wilkinsons on this team. Bulldogs coming out in twins right now. 2 running backs in the backfield. Wilkinson gets to run up the middle, bounces out to the outside, and is going to be wrapped down by Poindexter on the play. Gain of 4 is going to bring up 3rd and 10. 3rd and 9, actually. He picked up 5 yards on the play. This is the first test of the Bulldogs tonight, as they played each other earlier, week 4 in this season, and Bulldogs going to move the ball well as they went 3 and out multiple times. So this is the test. First 3rd down they're facing tonight. Snap by DeSmet. Wesley gets pressure, and it's going to be incomplete as it hits Anderson's in the hands, but he couldn't come up with it. Halverson was trying to target Anderson on the play. Couldn't come up with anything, so Bulldogs are back to punt with Beck and Erickson, as the Elks are having 2 players back on this punt. Something new that they're trying, I guess. Punt is off, and it is not far as it sails out of bounds. 15-yard punt. So it's going to bring up an Elks first down at the 42-yard line, 44-yard line for your Elkton-Lake Benton Elks heading into the end zone. So you got short field to work with here on their first drive of the night. Looks like the Elks coming out in twins right with a single on our side. Motion by Wesley. Beck's going to keep it. Gets it outside, breaks a tackle. And he's going to get wrapped up for the 20, but it's going to be a holding on Nibby, so it's going to bring it back, and we're going to rerun the play here. It's a tough break for the Elks, as it looked like that holding was not needed, but Nibby just barely grabs the guy, and it's going to come up with a holding for the Elks. It looked like Beck was already passing him there, but yeah, not a good start for the Elks to start the night. Holding was about 7 yards downfield, 6 yards, so that's not going to back him up too far from the line of scrimmage. So the Elks are going to start the night on the 47-yard line after that 10-yard penalty. Elks bringing Crawford at wide receiver now. Motion by Crawford. Beck's going to drop back to pass. He's going to target Poindexter, and he almost throws it to the other team, but Poindexter is able to break up the pass. Pass is incomplete by Beck. He's going to bring up 2nd and 14. Ball must have just slipped out of Beck's hand as that sailed right over Poindexter's head. There's a scary play there. Motion by Wesley again. Erickson gets the sweep out to the right, or the counter. Going to be a gain of 3 on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 11. So what we've seen in the last couple of weeks is Wesley comes into motion to kick out the D end. And that's what we've started out tonight with him playing the slot and motioning over. It's another 3rd down for the Elks, or the first 3rd down. It's going to be a test for them now and see if they can play like all year and be able to get a first down, move the chains, as usually they start out hot when they play teams this year so far. Twins right for the Elks. See what Beck draws up here. Quarterback draw up the middle. Beck's going to have roughly a 3-yard gain, and it's going to bring up 4th and 8 for the Elks. Looks like the offense is going to stay on the field. Let's see what Beck, the offense coordinator, draws up for his son, Colt Beck. See if Elks can get a first down here. Beck drops back to pass, slips a little bit, finds a wide open Poindexter. Poindexter stumbling, bumbling, rumbling as he drags a defender with him for an extra 5 yards. Going to move the chains for an Elks first down. Ball's going to be placed at the 13-yard line. The Elks are just made in the red zone now as first 4th down completion between Beck and Poindexter, as Beck's favorite target now is Poindexter, as he's been going to him a lot the last few weeks after the bye. Elks offense is starting to roll and get to the line a little fast, going a little tempo now. Erickson's going to, actually, Beck keeps it up the middle. It is going to be tackled for a 6-yard gain, brings us up 2nd and 4 on the play. Looks like the Elks are going jumbo, bringing in Olsen back in the game. They still have Twins left with Schindler, and actually Wesley's in the slot again. I'm going to expect to see him motion over. Yep, there he goes. Motions over. Beck throws it over to Erickson. He's going to walk in the end zone, but we're going to have probably a legal formation as it looks like Wesley was moving forward on the play. So, yeah, just a costly mistake there by the Elks, as they're going to come up with a legal formation most likely.
Flag in the backfield of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay the down.
I do believe that was on Wesley because he was moving forward. I'm not positive, though. So Elks are going to rerun it here. 2nd and 9 now on the 18-yard line. Or the 13-yard line. Hard to see here with the sticks on the other side of the field. Elks go bunch right. Tight bunch right. Motion by Wesley this time. Beck keeps it. He's going to run up the middle. Finds a wide open gap. And he's going to truck his way through that for the Elks touchdown. And put the first 6 on the board tonight. Beck didn't get hit or touched even 10 yards down the field. That was nice blocking by the offensive line there to make a big hole for Beck to run through it. We've seen that a lot this year, especially at the end of the year with Erickson having big rushing gains. He had that 350 night. He had a 170, I believe, and he had a 270. So, yeah, the line's making big plays, and Enriquez kicks the extra point. So, 7-0, Elks leads in the first quarter. We'll be headed to commercial break. We'll be back.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Enriquez is going out to kick for the Elks. And tonight, the Elkton Elks are coming into the game 8-1 as a 2 seed, hosting DeSmet Bulldogs, coming in at 3-5, the 15 seed, as we got the first playoff match of the week. This afternoon it was 55 and sunny, but now the sun's down and it got a little chilly. It's a little breezy, so it probably feels like 40 with a little breeze. There's a big crowd tonight for Elkton, and the field looks really good tonight. Great job by the grounds crew. I think Mr. Erickson does a big role in that. Enriquez kicks it to the Smet defender, and it's going to be tackled by, I believe, Berkeley Hemmon again. So Berkeley Hemmon's having a big impact on the special teams, as it's his first game back from being injured earlier this season. So the Bulldogs are going to start at the 30-yard line, 1st and 10. DeSmet and Elkton played each other week 4, and Elkton won that game 65-20. There were some miscalculations because Elkton was supposed to be playing Bennett County, but seed points were wrong, and now we're playing DeSmet first week. Hand off up the middle. This will be wrapped up by Poindexter, I believe. So no gain. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10. So just saying, Elkton won 65-20 that week 4, and then after tonight, someone's going to be turning in their pads because it's playoffs and it's for real now. Each team starts 0-0, and it's a fresh slate for both teams. See what DeSmet draws up here as they went out to an early 3-and-out and had a punt. Pass back by the quarterback, and he overthrows his defender. Halverson overthrew Anderson on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 10. DeSmet's looking to get something here on their 3rd down. See if the Elks can make a stop again and force them to punt again. And we're going to have a timeout by the Bulldogs and be headed to break, and we'll be back.
We hope you are all enjoying the student productions of your school. Tonight's event and every event produced by your school during the school year are created, filmed, and produced by the students you love to follow and support. Become a booster of your school's live event coverage by becoming a sponsor. It's a great way to show your support of the athletes and students in your community. As a sponsor, you'll get great visibility for your business, organization, or family by supporting the live productions of your school.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
All right, we're back now for a third down by the Bulldogs. See if they can convert us. They went 3-and-out early. Quarterback drops back to pass. He's going to step up in the pocket and is going to be absolutely hit-sticked by Cole Beck. So Bulldogs going to be short. Quarterback didn't see anybody early. So then he just took the ball up the middle. As he saw a gap, he's going to bring up 4th and 3. And the offense is going to stay on the field. Let's see if the Bulldogs can get something here or if they're going to go get another turnover on downs. Oh, they're acting like they're going to punt. Elks got to be ready for a trick play here. Wilkinson's going to punt. It's a little better punt than last time. Elliot Erickson's going to track it down, pick it up at the 25-yard line. Is going to shift his way through, gets to the outside. He has blockers up. And is going to be wrapped up at the 25-yard line on the other side of the field. So that's a 50-yard punt return by Erickson on the play. Oh, sorry, it's a 35-yard line. So it's actually a 40-yard run, but it's still a monster play by Erickson there. It's like Elks or the Elkton-Lakes. They even it looked like DeSmet just turned the ball over and the ball just got placed where it was. But Erickson actually had that 40-yard return. Great blocks by the punt team there to set up Elks with a good field position, starting at the 34-yard line. Beck motions over Wesley. Beck's going to sweep out right. Great block by Olston on the play, and Beck's going to run his way into the end zone. 34-yard run. What a pull by Olston. He just pancaked his guy coming off the edge. Holy smokes. Get out of the way from Olston. That's what you see from the linemen from the Elks as Tate, both Wesley boys, Olston can get out and pull in front and put a lick on you if you're not paying attention. Beck gets his second touchdown of the game for the Elks with Enriquez to kick the extra point. Kick is down and it is good. So Elks are starting 14-0 early as we're headed to break.
Power Lift Doors by Rick's Welding is proud to be the official hydraulic door of the Elkton-Lake Benton Elks. Power Lift Doors has been providing custom hydraulic door solutions. With over 30 years of experience, we can easily help you make your next door purchase an effortless process. We work with you from start to finish to ensure your door is designed, built, and installed to your satisfaction. Give us a call today to discuss your upcoming project. Power Lift Doors by Rick's Welding. Find us online at
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
We're back from break now with Beck getting a second rushing touchdown of the game. Great blocks by the line here, and Enriquez is set to kick off for the Elks. Hammond has been big on kickoff tonight as he's returned. He's got 2 tackles. What a start by the Elks, though. Came out, got a stop, 3-and-out by DeSmet. And then Erickson got that big punt return for 40 yards. Then Beck gets the sweep out to the right for his second rush touchdown for 34 yards. Nothing much better than a great start for Elkton. Enriquez kicks it right, places on the 15-yard line. Is going to be brought out of bounds by, it looks like, Erickson. Erickson ran him out of bounds, so the Bulldogs are set to start at the 32-yard line. See if the Bulldogs can get something here, as they started out slow the first two drives. Haven't got a first down either or drives. They're coming in with a jumbo package, 2 running backs in the backfield. They're going to hand it off up the middle. It's going to be brought down by Poindexter on the play. Gain of 4, though. Or actually 5. Bring up 2nd and 5 for the Bulldogs. The run up the middle, we saw a lot by the Bulldogs the first matchup, as that's the only thing that was working for them. The Elks are on the 3 front. They might have to go to a 4 front, as they have been. And Olsen jumps offside, so looks like it's going to be a Bulldogs first down. Costly mistake by Olsen on the play. Hopefully he can respond here, as the Bulldogs look like they're going to be close to having their first down. It's a tough play by the Elks, but you just got to move on to the next play, toss that one in the trash, and next play mentality. So, yeah, the stakes are going to move, and it's going to bring out 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs as they pick up their first down on the night. They're at the 43-yard line. Run up the middle, and he had a big gap. Bulldogs offense made a big hole for Van Rigemort. Osland gets in the game for Crawford. Defensive players that are in right now are Boersma, Wesley, Jacob Wesley, and Quinn Wesley, with Erickson and Schindler at corners, I believe, and then Osland, Beck, and Poindexter at linebackers. Be tackled for a TFL by Quinn Wesley as he came off the edge, and Bulldogs going to get anything to go there. 3rd and 3 here. Big 3rd down for the Elks. And then back at safety, looks like it's Joseph Nibby. So that's your defensive players that are in right now. Sweep, toss out, sweep. Good contained by Boersma, but it's going to be close play at the sticks there for a first down. Looks like he's going to be ran out of bounds for only a 1-yard gain. It's going to bring up 4th and 1. Boersma set the edge good, and then couldn't see who chased him out of bounds and had a big hit there, but it's 4th and 1 now. Let's see if the Bulldogs can do something, actually get their first down without a penalty by the Elks. Elks got to stay disciplined, watch the ball. Bulldogs go jumbo, hand it off the middle, and they get the first down comfortably. 2-yard run for the Bulldogs there, and it's going to move the sticks for the Bulldogs' second first down of the game with 3:30 left to go in the first quarter. Bulldogs are staying in with their formation. Probably going to run it again. Run up the middle by Van Rigemorter. There's going to be a gain of 5 on the play, or 4 on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 6. Looks like what only the Bulldogs can do tonight is just run up the middle, as that's what they did in week 4, and it worked for them, but they couldn't do anything outside the rush up the middle. Looks like they're going to be sticking to it with Wilkinson getting it set up the middle, but he bounces outside. He's going to be tackled by Herd of Elks for 3-yard gains, bring up 3rd and 1. Olsen comes back in for Osland as they're going 4 front. Third and 1 here as the Bulldogs are going to probably run up the middle like they have all game. Run up the middle. Fumble on the play, actually. Poindexter tried to jump on it, but it looks like quarterback got to it before him as Halverson was able to get to it. Bulldogs are trying to hand it up the middle like they have this whole entire drive, but a little exchange between Halverson and whoever the running back was there. It's 4th and 2 with the loss of 1 on the play. Poindexter almost got on the ball for the Elks. That would have been sweet for a turnover there, but Bulldogs going to run up the middle and it's going to get another first down for them. 3-yard gain on the play by Van Rogemorter. Bulldogs are slowly but surely moving down the field. Toss outside. And Poindexter's going to come up with a huge tackle for a loss of 1 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 9. Osland was also in the, Beck was also in the area. Actually lost it 2. Great contained by Wesley, containing the edge, and Poindexter is able to get over the top and get there for the 2-yard loss. Good defense there by the Elks. 45 seconds left in the go in the first quarter. Toss outside for Wilkinson, and Osland's going to meet him in the backfield with Schindler. Another tackle for a loss, and Elks have been doing a great job tonight. There is a flag, but it's going to be on the offense, I believe, so the Elks should decline it. It was holding by Carter Wilkinson, so the Elks are going to decline it after a big tackle for a loss by Wyatt Osland and Lane Schindler on the play. Brings up 3rd and 20. Actually, 3rd and 17 for the Bulldogs. So they got a long ways to go now to get a first down. It's going to be a run up the middle for Wilkinson. It's going to be met in the backfield by Wesley brothers, and Erickson finishes them off. So we had 3 straight tackle for the losses on the play. And that's your quarter with Elkton-Lake Benton Elks up 14, and your DeSmet Bulldogs 0. They'll be headed to the second quarter after this.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs, there's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
And we're back now after the first quarter with the Elkton-Lake men Elks up 14 and your DeSmet Bulldogs 0. Bulldogs are staying on the field to go for it on 4th and 16 roughly. Quarterback drops back to pass. Is looking for his wide receiver. Wilkinson comes down with it, but Erickson is able to shove it out of bounds for only a 2-yard gain. It's going to be a turnover on downs. Elkton-Lake Band Elks are going to set up at the 37-yard line. Let's see what the Elks can do here after Beck got the first 2 rushing touchdowns for them on the first 2 drives. Expecting them to do the same, as we had great blocking those first 2 drives by the offensive line, as they've been doing a really good job. Bulldogs are playing really far off the line, so could sling it off to Schindler, one of them. Beck drops back, and that's what we see is a swing off to Erickson. Erickson puts a stiff arm, jukes it way for another 5 yards, and be brought down. 15-yard gain by Erickson on the play. That was wide open, as just like I said, as this Bulldogs defenders are playing way off, so Beck just checks it down to Erickson, and it's easy 15 yards right there. Erickson, actually, Beck keeps up the middle, and he's going to find his way for another Elks first down. Looks like a 14-yard run by Beck. It's hard to see there up here in the booth because they're optioning Erickson, handed off to Erickson, but then Beck keeps it, so even tricks me up here, but defense fell for it, and Beck just runs this way up for 14 yards. Great blocks up front by the offensive line again. Making big holes for Beck tonight. Erickson's going to run up the middle for no gain on the play. Second and 10 at the 29-yard line for the Elks. Looks like Crawford comes back in for the Elks, as they're probably going to look to spread things out here. Beck drops back to pass, looks for Nibby for a little comeback. Nibby's going to break his tackle, and is going to be just shy of the touchdown, as a great hit up between Beck and Nibby for a little 25-yard gain, 24-yard gain, 4-yard line. So it's going to be first and goal at the 4-yard line for the Elks. Elks are bringing in back jumbo package with Olsen running it in. Let's see what Beck's going to draw up here, as Beck's going to be, it's going to be Beck or Erickson, I believe, that's going to get the ball here. Going bunch right for the Elks. Wesley motions over. Toss out left. And Erickson plows his way into the end zone. Good pull by I guess it's not a pull, it's just a straight up block by Wesley, and whoever that left guard is made a big hole for Erickson to put his head down and get a touchdown. Hold it down, and the kick is through. Put another 7 on the board for the Elks, as they're up 21 to the Bulldogs 0. We'll be headed to commercial break, and we'll be back.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
And we're back now with the Elks set to kick off again by Enriquez. The Elkton-Lake Benton Elks are up 21 to your DeSmet Bulldogs 0. Back to receive is Wilkinson. And can't see who the other guy is. Number 23, Sinclair. See if Enriquez can pin him deep like he has been late in the season. It's going to be a little squib kick up the middle. Picked up by Wilkinson at the 15-yard line. Is going to cut out left. He's going to be brought down by a herd of Elks as looked like Erickson was there, and number 20, Ian Warren, was in the area for the tackle, and then the other Elks finishing him off there. So the Bulldogs are going to start 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. They were able to move the ball pretty good last drive until they had 3 tackle for losses by the Elks defense. So they stalled out close to the red zone. Be a run up the middle again for the Bulldogs, as that's the only thing that worked for them the first time. Or the last drive, I should say. Going to be another 4-yard gain for Wilkinson. Brings up 2nd and 6. It's a beautiful night for football, as it's a first round in playoffs, and we're still in T-shirts and sweatshirts. Some people are in coats. Toss out for Wilkinson, but Wesley's going to meet him in the backfield, and it's going to be helped off by Poindexter. Also, I think his brother was there to help. They're down and 12 for the Bulldogs. See what the Bulldogs draw up here, but I'm expecting another 3 and out for the Bulldogs, as Elks have been having a stifling defense tonight. Quarterback's going to drop back to pass, and the quarterback finds Wilkinson across the middle. So they ran a little play action and able to get a first down there. So I was corrected by what the Bulldogs did there. But play action defense is something that the Elks haven't been good at all year, as they get faked out by the run and they just get tossed over the top by the pass. Run up in the middle by Wilkinson is going to kick it out, and it's going to be brought down by Poindexter after a gain of 11 on the play. Is going to pick up another first down for the Bulldogs. So Bulldogs are moving the ball here for good chunks in their 4th drive of the game. Ball is going to be placed at the 48-yard line, and the Bulldogs move to their side of the field. Anderson was limping off the field for the Bulldogs, so hopefully he can come back in the game maybe later in the game when he gets healthy. Hopefully just a minor injury, as we do not like seeing anybody get injured for both teams. Run up the middle by Van Rogemortens is absolutely stuffed out by the Elks. Great fill by Osland, and Olsen was there at nose guard, and then the Elks just surrounded him for a gain of 0. Technically, it would be a tackle for a loss in Haas's books. And it looks like the Bulldogs are going to call maybe a timeout, and they do. So Bulldogs call a timeout, and we'll be headed to break. We'll be back here after the timeout.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
And we're back now with 2nd and 9 for the Bulldogs as they've been moving the ball pretty good this drive. Last 2 drives they've been moving the ball pretty good, but Elks have been able to stop them and force them to a turnover. Quarterback drops back to pass. He's going to step up and he's going to run the ball, and it's going to be dropped down by Olsen and Nibby on the play. Gain of 1. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 8 for the Bulldogs. See if the Elks can get a stop here as the Bulldogs have been moving this drive. There's 6 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Bulldogs haven't been able to do much on the Elks for deep pass or deep plays, but they did hit that pass the last first down they got. Quarterback's going to drop back to pass, and he's going to hit Wilkson, but Poindexter jumps the route, and he's going to take it for 6. Holy smokes. Miles Poindexter, pick 6 for the Elkton-Lake Bend Elks. He takes it the distance for a 55-yard pick 6. Holy smokes. We haven't seen one of those all year until just now. Poindexter just read that like the book, jumped the pass, and took it for 6. Hold is down, and kick is just short. So it's going to be no good for the Elks as we're headed to break with Elkton-Lake Bend Elks up 27 to your DeSmet Bulldogs 0. Commercial break here.
We hope you are all enjoying the student productions of your school. Tonight's event and every event produced by your school during the school year are created, filmed, and produced by the students you love to follow and support. Become a booster of your school's live event coverage by becoming a sponsor. It's a great way to show your support of the athletes and students in your community. As a sponsor, you'll get great visibility for your business, organization, or family by supporting the live productions of your school.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
All right, we're back now with your Elkton-Lake Bend Elks up 27 to the Bulldogs 0. It's been a great night for the Elks, and we just saw Poindexter get that pick 6 for 55 yards. Nothing much better. Nothing has been going the Bulldogs' way tonight, as Elks have been putting big digits on the board. Enriquez the kick for the Elks, as Elks have been doing good contain and pinning the Bulldogs deep. Enriquez kicks a squib kick right down the middle again, and it's going to roll down inside the 8, inside the 10 at the 8. This is going to be tackled by, I believe, Crawford over there. Bulldogs going to set to start at the 27-yard line. Another good field coverage by the kickoff team. See if the Bulldogs can do something here, as they've gone out 3 and out multiple times, or got to the ball to the midfield and just stalled out. Handoff up the middle, and it's going to be tackled on the play by Olsen and Nibby for only a gain of 1. It's going to be 2nd and 9. Olsen has been a huge factor for the Elks, coming in after bye, getting rotated more and more every single game, and you've seen his impact left and right tonight. Same with Osland. His first time playing big minutes this playoff game. Osland's been able to fill and get a couple TFLs tonight, so Osland and Olsen are good playmakers for the Elks as they've stepped up here later in the season. Quarterback drops back to pass, and he hits his receiver, but Erickson comes up with a big tackle. Or, I mean, not Erickson, Hammond. Or was that? Sorry, that was Joseph Nibby on the play. Holy smokes. Just came in full speed and wrapped him up and tackled for the loss there. Elks have 6 tackle for losses tonight. It's been absolutely insane. Big third down for the Bulldogs. That's 3rd and 12. And it's a delay game by the Bulldogs as they weren't able to get it off.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
So the Bulldogs are going to be backed up even more now as a costly penalty. 3rd and 18 for the Bulldogs, as that's not helping their case to be able to go down and score. There is 4:04 left in the first half, with the Elkton-Lake Elks up 27 to the Bulldogs 0. Bulldogs spread things out more. The Twins right. Quarterback drops back to pass. He looks deep and he sees a defender, but Nibby lurks it out of the sky and gets the interception. Puts a spin move on, drops the defender, puts the juke on. And Nibby is going to have a good 20-25 yard gain on that interception. It looked like this Bulldogs had a big play coming as the defender was out ahead, but the quarterback didn't put enough juice on it and underthrew it, and Nibby comes out of the air and picks that off for a good 20-25 yard pick. Elks are set to start at the 10-yard line. They're in the red zone now. Toss out to Erickson. Puts a juke down and puts a stiff arm. But he wasn't able to get much, so it's going to be tackle for a loss. Loss of 3 on the play. Brings up 2nd and goal on the 12-yard line. Looks like there's some miscommunication by the line there that let a player fly in Elliott's face, but hopefully they get things figured out and make another big hole and have Erickson or Beck run through it. Beck's actually going to drop back to pass. He's going to find a wide open Erickson, I believe. Actually, that was Nibby. The 8 looked like a 0, and he couldn't ask for more open pass than what Beck just hit Nibby on. He was staying wide open, and it paid off. He got the interception. He gets paid off with a touchdown. Elks are going for 2 now. Run up the middle by Erickson. He's going to walk his way through as there was a big hole the line is made. So he's going to put 2 more on the board. And the Elkton-Lake Band Elks are up 35 to the DeSmet Bulldogs 0. We're ahead of the commercial break, and we'll be back.
Power Lift Doors by Rick's Welding is proud to be the official hydraulic door of the Elkton-Lake Benton Elks. Power Lift Doors has been providing custom hydraulic door solutions. With over 30 years of experience, we can easily help you make your next door purchase an effortless process. We work with you from start to finish to ensure your door is designed, built, and installed to your satisfaction. Give us a call today to discuss your upcoming project. Power Lift Doors by Rick's Welding. Find us online at
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Elks just scored there by a catch by Nibby. Elkton-Lake men Elks are coming in the game at 8-1 as the 2 seed, and the Bulldogs coming in as 3-5 as 15 seed. It was a beautiful night as it's t-shirt and sweatshirt weather. It's probably 40 degrees and a little windy. Elks have gotten a hot start tonight with a 35-0 lead. Big plays by Nibby and Poindexter on defense. Enrique is set to kick off for the Elks. Enrique's going to give a little higher kick this time. Kicks it to Wilkinson. And Wilkinson gets sandwiched on the play by, looks like Nibby and Erickson possibly. They're going to start at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10 with 2:47 left to go. Finish my little sheet off. They play each other in week 4, and Elkton won that game 65-20. And someone's season is going to be over tonight, and it does not look like it's going to be the Elks, as they've been playing pretty good. They made practically 0 mistakes, maybe a couple on that pass, but DeSmet hasn't been able to move the ball. They're going to run up the middle and out, and they're going to get no gain. Maybe an inch. They get a yard. 2nd and 9. But Bulldogs have to be thinking that they're going to have to go air as throw it over through the air, as they haven't been able to do anything on the ground. Well, they've been able to do stuff on the ground, but they haven't been able to get touchdowns on the ground. They've been stalling out a little past the 50-yard line, and they still have a goose egg on the board. So they're going to have to throw the ball if they want to do something, put a dent in the score. Great fill by Osland for the Elks. Also, Wesley was over there. So both Wesleys and Osland did a great job. 0-yard gain. I'm going to count that for a TFL. Third and 9. Wilkinson going to bounce it outside, and he's going to be chased down by Erickson, but he gets enough for a 1st down, as there was not a good edge set by the Elks there. Wilkinson looked like he was going to try to run up the middle, and he bounces out right and gains a good 10 yards for the Bulldogs. Let's see if they can do anything with that, as this has been the area where they stall out. There's also a minute 20 left to go in the half, so they're going to low tempo here. But I do believe they only have 1 timeout, so they have to play time management. Sweep, and Wilkinson bounces back inside, but he slips down for a 5-yard gain. The Elks probably like that, as the clock stays ticking, and the Bulldogs don't look like they're in any hurry to move the ball. So handoff up the middle, and the Elks are going to be there for a no gain. Third and 6, and there is 19 seconds left to go, so it looks like the Bulldogs are just going to take this one to half. They're going to drop back to pass, actually. Completes it to Wilkinson, but ball gets stripped. And the clock's going to run. Actually, the Bulldogs are going to call their final timeout, so it'll be headed to commercial break with 4 seconds left to go in the first.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
And we're back now with a little short commercial break because I don't want to roll it again. Otherwise, it would have been another 30 seconds that we had to wait here. So we're going to cut it short as there's 4 seconds left to go in the first half. The Bulldogs have the ball at the 30-yard line. They have one shot to take towards the end zone as the Elkton Elks are up 35 to the Bulldogs 0. It's going to be a test for the Elks coverage team as that's been their weakness. But they're going to bring more people back and only rush 3. It's going to be an interception by Crawford. Crawford's going to run his way towards the left. It's going to be brought down for 25-yard gain or 25-yard interception by Crawford with the Elkton Elks up 35 to the Bulldogs 0. And we're headed to half now. What a great half the Elks played. They made like 0 mistakes and they forced 3 turnovers so far. We're headed to commercial break and we're going to let it roll for 15 minutes. We'll be back for the second half.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change. Because together, we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
We hope you are all enjoying the student productions of your school. Tonight's event and every event produced by your school during the school year are created, filmed, and produced by the students you love to follow and support. Become a booster of your school's live event coverage by becoming a sponsor. It's a great way to show your support of the athletes and students in your community. As a sponsor, you'll get great visibility for your business, organization, or family by supporting the live productions of your school.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Power Lift Doors by Rick's Welding is proud to be the official hydraulic door of the Elkton-Lake Benton Elks. Power Lift Doors has been providing custom hydraulic door solutions. With over 30 years of experience, we can easily help you make your next door purchase an effortless process. We work with you from start to finish to ensure your door is designed, built, and installed to your satisfaction. Give us a call today to discuss your upcoming project. Power Lift Doors by Rick's Welding. Find us online at
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs, there's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
We hope you are all enjoying the student productions of your school. Tonight's event and every event produced by your school during the school year are created, filmed, and produced by the students you love to follow and support. Become a booster of your school's live event coverage by becoming a sponsor. It's a great way to show your support of the athletes and students in your community. As a sponsor, you'll get great visibility for your business, organization, or family by supporting the live productions of your school.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Power Lift Doors by Rick's Welding is proud to be the official hydraulic door of the Elkton-Lake Benton Elks. Power Lift Doors has been providing custom hydraulic door solutions. With over 30 years of experience, we can easily help you make your next door purchase an effortless process. We work with you from start to finish to ensure your door is designed, built, and installed to your satisfaction. Give us a call today to discuss your upcoming project. Power Lift Doors by Rick's Welding. Find us online at
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs, there's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
We're back now with the Elkton-Lake men. Elks up 35 to the DeSmet Bulldogs 0. Elkton made like 0 mistakes in that first half with the Bulldogs going out multiple 3-and-outs, and the running game started to turn on in the fourth drive, but they sold out around the 40. The scoring, your players that scored for Elkton Elks were Beck had a 13-yard run to start the night, and they had a 34-yard run. Then Erickson had a 4-yard run. Then Poindexter got that 55-yard pick six, much needed, and he just called house after he saw Watch's hands. What a beautiful, beautiful pick by Poindexter. And then Nibby got that interception, and then Beck hits him on a 13-yard receiving touchdown. He was wide open in the back of the end zone. Couldn't ask for a better night for football. The Elks have forced at least 8 tackles for a loss. And he's going through some big games in the area. Freeman Marion Academy beat Garrison 59-7. Brent Heckler lost to Kimball White Lake 7-14. That's surprising because I turned on the Bryn game. It started at 6 o'clock, and Bryn scored the first drive, but they weren't able to do anything after that. So Kimball White Lake moves to second round. Hill City's beating GPL 26-0. Hamlin's beating Skyland Meadow 57-0. And then we're obviously beating DeSmet 35-0. Viborg's losing to Hanson 14-39. So there's a little minor upset there going on with Hanson beating Viborg 39-14. Parkson's beating Benton County 37-0. Bon Holmes beating Gregory 29-12. Those are your 9 AA scores for the night. And hopefully we have better, or we can have some great games going on in the area. Some 9A scores. Phillips beating S-Line 22-8. Howard's beating Centerville 22-14. Alcester's beating Dubrook 20-0. There was a couple games in the area. And we're set now to head to the third quarter, start the second half. Elkton gets to receive this half too, so hopefully they can add to their point total, as they got to be prepared for an onside kick here, as DeSmet has 0 points right now. DeSmet's coming in as a 15 seed, and Elkton-Lake men Elks are hosting tonight as a 2 seed. DeSmet's 3-5, and the Elkton Elks are 8-1. It was a beautiful night for football, t-shirt and sweatshirt weather. Big crowd tonight. The field looks awesome. And these guys played each other week 4, and Elks came out with the dub. Squib up the middle by Wilkinson is going to be picked up by Larson on the play. Gets out left. And he's going to hit the gap, and is going to be pushed out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Great return by Larson, and great blocks by the Elks to start the second half of tonight's ball game. Hopefully we have a good, clean second half, as for the most part, the first half was clean. No injuries really, and we're ready for another great half of football. between the Elkton Elks and the DeSmet Bulldogs. Going back to it, these guys played week 4. Elkton won 65-20, and then someone's going to be turning in the pads tonight, and if Elkton keeps putting their foot on the gas, it does not look like it's going to be them. Bunch right by the Elks. Wesley comes in motion. Handoff for Erickson up the middle, and Erickson finds the gaps, cuts back, and gets a big gain on the play. Great blocks to start for the Elks in the second half. Erickson just absolutely sees a wide open gap and makes something into it. I think anybody can run in that big of hole for at least 5 yards. Or at least, I guess at 15 yards, anybody can run through that hole if you have somewhat athletic ability. Hopefully the Elks can keep going right back to it. That's what they do. Erickson bounces out right. It's going to be a gain of 3 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 7. Hopefully the Elks can keep ground and pounding, as that's what they should do when they're up 35-0. Especially when you got a great line like the Elks do, and you have Erickson in the backfield to make a lot of people miss. Same with Beck. He's also an option to keep it and run. So, yeah, one of the two. You got the best backfield probably in the state between Beck and Erickson, and then probably the best line, I would say. Handoff up the middle for Erickson, cuts out, runs up the middle, and he's going to be tackled just short of the end zone at the 4-yard line. It's going to bring up 1st and goal on the 4-yard line as Erickson gets into the red zone for the Elks. Great holes made by the line. Your linemen for the night are Jacob Wesley, David Olson, Tate Boersma, Quinn Wesley. And then you got Miles Poindexter at tight end. Those boys are getting it done up front like they have been since the bye week. They've made tiny holes turn into bigger holes, so they're making it easy for Erickson running the backfield, and then when Beck keeps it, they make it easy for him. Wesley motions over. Nibby gets it, and he's going to run his way in for his 2nd score on the night and put 6 on the board for the Elks. And Enriquez gets the extra point for the Elks, puts on the extra point, and it's 42. Elkton-Lake men Elks and the Bulldogs 0. We had a commercial break. We'll be back.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
We hope you are all enjoying the student productions of your school. Tonight's event and every event produced by your school during the school year are created, filmed, and produced by the students you love to follow and support. Become a booster of your school's live event coverage by becoming a sponsor. It's a great way to show your support of the athletes and students in your community. As a sponsor, you'll get great visibility for your business, organization, or family by supporting the live productions of your school.
Enriquez kick for the Elks. Touchdown ran in by Nibby there. 42-0 Elks are beating the Bulldogs. Squib kick by Enriquez. Let's see what the Bulldogs are going to come, as they haven't been able to do anything all night. This is the first drive in the second half, so let's see if they can move the ball at all. But if the Elks stay strong in defense and do what they did the first half, I don't expect anything different than what the Elks did. The Smiths are coming out in bunch right, copying Elkton's formation. Run up the middle, and Wesley meets the running back. It's going to be a gain of 4 on the play, 2nd and 6 for the Bulldogs. Defense has been strong for the Elks. All the Bulldogs have been able to do is just drive in the middle of the field, and then they stall out when they get to their side. Twins right for the Bulldogs. Quarterback's going to keep it up the middle, and it's going to be brought down by Wesley for another tackle for a loss for the Elks. It's going to bring up a big third down for the Bulldogs, 3rd and 7. They're going jumbo with 2 running backs in the backfield with the fullbacks, and a handoff to Wilkinson for the edge. Schindler tackles him for a minimal gain of 2 on the play, brings up 4th and 5. And it is a running clock now since the Elks are up 35 points in the second half. So this half should go by quick if Elks can keep that 35-point lead. Bulldogs are back to punt. Erickson's getting ready to return. Looks like Wesley rushed and the punter kind of flopped there. So it looks like the Bulldogs now have a first down. Punter sold it there.
Personal foul, running into the kicker, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Bulldogs are going to get the ball at the 45-yard line roughly. 47-yard line, Bulldogs get the ball after that, roughing the punter. Punter kind of sold it, but gets a flag and gets to move the chains. Nibby gets stiff armed, but there's a herd of Elks for another tackle for a loss. So that's 10 TFLs on the night for the Elks. Wesley got taken out for one play after that penalty, but I believe that he's going to have his full steam ahead and is going to use it on this defensive play or this defensive drive to get a tackle or driving back. And it's going to be a gain of 2 by the Bulldogs after that run up the middle. Third and 12 for the Bulldogs. Big third down for the Bulldogs. It's empty. Now quarterback drops back to pass. And Crawford chases him out of bounds. So Bulldogs will pick up a first down as there wasn't a good contain there by the Elks. Wesley got sucked in, so the quarterback just rolls out right and keeps it. Gets the 13, 14-yard gain in that rollout. Brings up first down at the 40-yard line. There is 4 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the quarter as it stays running clock with Elkton up by 42. The running clock starts at 35 points or more. Run up the middle by Wilkinson. Finds a hole, and he gets a gain of 5 on the play. Second and 5 for the Bulldogs as they look to try to score the first touchdown of the game, but this is the area where they usually stall out. Run up the middle. Going to be a gain of 3 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 2. Let's see if the line can get some pressure and the linebackers fill here as it looks like they're bringing some pressure back from the backers. Handoff up the middle and is met by Erickson and I believe Wesley. See if the Elks can finish it off here as it's 4th down. 2 yards to go for the Bulldogs. Stadium's getting a little shaky now. The crowd getting that stadium pulse. Bulldogs hand it off the middle. That's going to be close. Olsen's going to have a tackle there, and it looks like they're just going to be short of the chains. Great tackle by Olsen. Going to set up 1st down for the Elks. What a fill by Olsen, though. They tried running up the middle a few times there. Wesley was able to get a stop there on 3rd down, and then Olsen fills the gap on that 4th down and get a turnover on downs there. Elks defense is playing absolutely outstanding tonight. They have 3 interceptions, I believe 11 TFLs. And they have 0 points allowed, so there's nothing better you can expect out of this Elkton defense tonight. Coming out with bunch right. There is a false start by the Elks, so it's going to back them 5, start up 1st and 15 on the 25-yard line. There's 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this 3rd quarter with your Elkton-Lake Benton Elks up 42 to the DeSmet Bulldogs, 0. Elks stay in the same formation with bunch right. Harrison gets a handoff up the middle, but the Bulldogs brought the pressure. Line wasn't able to make a hole that time as Erickson was tackled at the line of scrimmage for no gain. 2nd and 15. Bunch left. Wesley motions out right. Nibby's at quarterback. And it's going to be wrapped up for no gain. Third and 15 for the Elks. This is going to be one of their first tests at 3rd down tonight, as we haven't seen much of that for the Elks. I think it was the first drive, and this is the second time there's been 3rd down. Maybe he's going to drop back to pass. He's going to run out of the pocket. He's going to look for a wide receiver down the field, but he came up just short to Schindler. It's going to be first punt by Elkton. And that's the end of the third quarter with your Elkton-Lake Benton Elks up 42 to the Bulldogs 0. Commercial break. We'll be right back.
When life gets
Power Lift Doors by Rick's Welding is proud to be the official hydraulic door of the Elkton-Lake Benton Elks. Power Lift Doors has been providing custom hydraulic door solutions. With over 30 years of experience, we can easily help you make your next door purchase an effortless process. We work with you from start to finish to ensure your door is designed, built, and installed to your satisfaction. Give us a call today to discuss your upcoming project. Power Lift Doors by Rick's Welding. Find us online at Power.
Yeah, we're back now for the fourth quarter. Been a great night for football. Erickson's going to pump for the Elks, and it gets blocked. Wesley's going to pitch it to Erickson. Erickson's going to run up. Holy smokes! What a heads-up play by Wesley. Bulldogs block the punt, but Wesley gets on it and flips it back to Erickson. So Erickson's going to run his way up for a first down. That was a wacky play, but it works out for the Elks. So technically the Elks haven't punted tonight, or they punted, but they haven't had a turnover. They converted. They're 1 for 1 on the night, I guess. What a crazy play and a heads-up play by Wesley there. You know, you don't want to be in that situation getting a punt blocked, but Wesley just flips it back to Erickson, gives it to the best player. But the Elks aren't going to have enough time on the play clock. So going to have to burn their first timeout, but I think they would rather call a timeout than have to punt there, you know. What a great play by Wesley. We're headed to break. We'll be back.
Of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
All right, the Elks coming on the field on 1st and 10 now after Wesley, or the punt was blocked. Wesley got on it, flips it back to Erickson. Erickson runs for a first down for the Elks. So the Elks are going to start 1st and 10. Maybe stays at quarterback for the Elks. Just want to keep Colt as healthy as he can be. Pass out to Erickson. Erickson's going to make his way for a 6-yard gain. But there's flags on the field. And if you're a Vikings fan tonight, you probably don't like how the Vikings are playing tonight, as they're losing 21-3 to the Chargers. as they're going into halftime here pretty soon. Sorry to all the Vikings fans out there, but there hasn't been much life for you guys this season. Hanson's still beating Byrick Hurley tonight, though, 46-22. That's their closest game in 9AA. Also, Kimball get the upset tonight, beating Britain between that 9-8 matchup, 14-7. Erickson's going to get the ball up the middle. It's going to be wrapped up for no gain. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 20, roughly 20 yards to go, 22. As the clock stays running, and that's what we like, as the Elks are up by 35-plus points. Keep that running clock going. Elks are going twins left. Joey's going to drop back to pass. Going to throw it over to Poindexter in the middle, and it is intercepted on the play by the Bulldogs. Bulldogs are going to set to start at the 40-yard line, 1st and 10. Hopefully the Elks can stay strong and keep the Bulldogs to 0 points. Handoff up the middle to Wilkinson. He's going to break a tackle, and Erickson's going to run him out of bounds. Wilkinson saw daylight, but Erickson came in from the side and was able to shove him out of bounds, keep the defense alive for the Elks. Otherwise, Wilkinson probably would have had that 60-yard run. First and 10 for the Bulldogs now. Going to be a run up the middle, and David Olson's in there for minimal gain on the play. It looks like it's going to be a gain of 1. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9. Going to be another run up the middle for Wilkinson. Wilkinson finds a gap, but he's going to be tackled by Olsen again, and Karofit on the play. David Olsen's been making a lot of plays tonight. Long to go with that defensive line with Jacob Wesley, Quinn Wesley, and Tate Boersma. Third and 6 to go for the Bulldogs. See what they draw up here. Going to be a run up or a drop back to pass. Schindler's going to pick him off for the 4th time tonight. Wilkinson's going to run out Schindler. And quarterback for the Bulldogs now just threw his 4th interception to Schindler. Defense has stayed strong when they needed it. Bulldogs are driving there, and Schindler just picks off the quarterback again. Looks like the Elks are going to get off the play just in time. Nibby's going to swing it off to Erickson. Erickson's going to come up for a 10-yard catch and run. Looks like Olsen was supposed to be in there, and he must not realize he got an interception, so he runs out on the field quick with 6 seconds, and he'll get the snap off and don't have to cost a timeout and get a penalty. So great awareness there by Navy to get off the play time and just swing it off to Erickson, make him make a move. Miscommunication, so Navy's going to keep it up the middle and is going to fall down for 3 yards. Second and 7 for the Elks. The Elks are just going to take the clock down, chunk by chunk. Neeby's going to drop back to pass. Finds Schindler. Schindler puts a juke on, and he's going to run his way out of bounds the 24-yard line. Great connection between Nibby and between Nibby and Schindler. And the Elks are going to keep this clock going with 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Elks are up 42 to the Bulldogs 0. Nibby's going to toss it out to Erickson. Erickson's going to cut up. Erickson finds some space. As we ran out of bounds for a 15-yard run. So he gets into the 5-yard line. First and goal at the 5-yard line for the Elks. Nibby's taking his first quarterback reps of the season, and he's doing a pretty good job outside of that interception. But you know, they've tried out a couple quarterbacks this year, and I'm guessing that they worked with Nibby in the practice, and he was able to go after the Elks put up big lead to get Colt out of the game and keep him healthy for a couple games go down the road. And Erickson's going to get the swing pass out by Nibby. Five-yard pass completed by Nibby to Erickson for that touchdown. Hold is down and kick is through. We're headed to commercial break. We'll be back with the Elkton Elks up 49 to the Bulldogs 0.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
And we're back now with Enriquez set to kick to the Bulldogs. And Enriquez is going to set the kick, a little squibber up the middle. It's going to bounce past the return guy. So it's going to bring the Bulldogs to start at the 20-yard line with 3:53 left to go, and the clock's winding with Elks up 49 to the Bulldogs 0. And Poindexter fills the hole for a gain of 2. .245 and counting. Sweep outside for Wilkinson. It's going to be brought down by Erickson for minimal gains. Going to bring up 3rd and 5 for the Bulldogs. Run up the middle. Bulldogs found a little gap to get them the first down, but there's not much after that. 2 minutes and change left to go in the fourth quarter. Wrapping down here, and the Elks are up 49 to the Bulldogs 0. Came into the matchup tonight as the DeSmet Bulldogs were 3-5 at the 15 seed, playing the Elkton-Lake Benton Elks that were 8-1 as a 2 seed. Sweep outside to Wilkinson. This is going to be brought down. Actually, he's going to push his way through for a 1-yard gain. It was a great night for football as it was t-shirt and sweatshirt weather. And it's been like nicest football game that we've had in years that has been the first playoff game. Usually it's coats and leggings and multiple layers on, but tonight it's been at least sweatshirts and there's a few coats on, but we're blessed up here in the booth to be a little sheltered from the wind, so we don't have to feel it like the crowd does. But you know, it's been a nice year for football as weather-wise. Then the field look tonight, it looks amazing with Elkton-Lake Benton logo across the middle, outlines. End zones look nice. Field's still green, even when it's cold weather like this. And then these guys played each other week 4, and the score was 65-20. Elkton won, which was expected. And then Elks have done a great job tonight, not allowing a single point for the Bulldogs. Their defense has had 4 interceptions, and it's been a great night for the Elks as they're going to be looking to play Hanson, I believe, as Hanson's looking to upset Viborg. And that is the ball game with the Elks won the game 49 to the DeSmet Bulldogs 0. Hanson is winning 46-28, I believe.